YouTube. Quick video. Someone asked me, Andwell, hope I say your name right. Asked me to do a video on owner operators. Now I do have a very small experience with the owner operator. But I can give you the knowledge that I have as far as working with them, because a couple of guys that I know work for owner operators. Excuse the background noise. My son is watching Kung Fu Panda. I did a ride along with a owner operator company. He got about 5 or 6 trucks, old trucks. His truck that he drives is nice, but the other trucks were a piece of shit, to be frank. They look like shit, in my opinion. But I did a ride along. Now, he did hire me, but I said I'll do a ride along because I didn't know if I wanted to work for him or not. I didn't know if I was interested. I mean, I was, but I got this thing about driving stick. I don't like stick. I know. I'm not a real truck driver. I know. Only real truck drivers drive sticks. I know. Who the hell cares? So I didn't want to drive stick. So I was willing to give it another chance. So I did a ride along with him, and I didn't really have to drive. But he was going to pay me $100 a day just to ride along. That's it. Just to sit in the passenger seat. If I wanted to drive, I could, and so forth. But the guy that I went with, and the truck that he gave him, the seat was jacked up. I couldn't even sit in the seat. The seat leans back. Like, the seat was like wobbly, leans back. So it was meant for someone like really tall that can deal with that. And I wasn't him because I'm not real tall. Outside of that, the truck had a little shifting issues, and so forth. But let's just get to the pay. You know what I'm saying? Because that's really what people are interested in. He pays good. Now, the other thing that bothered me was that his routes were from New Jersey into New York City, Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan. I don't want to go in those areas, and especially not with a stick. As much traffic you have to sit in up there, holding down that damn clutch, not me. But anyway, he paid well. He paid you 25% of the load. Now, that can work against you, and that can work for you. And I'm going to give you the reasons why. That my experience with the ride along, and me seeing how things work, and me listening and stuff like that, because I went to their meeting, their safety meeting and stuff, and just listening, and this is how it works. They got contract. This guy has a bunch of contracts, and he deals with brokers and stuff. He has constant freight. He's always moving. Don't get me wrong. But they pay you 25% of the load. Most of the time, you're getting about $300 each load you run. All right. Take a load from New Jersey into into New York City, probably get about $300. All right. Or you may take a load from there, New Jersey, up into Connecticut. He goes as far as from New Jersey up until Massachusetts. What are you looking at? So, yeah. So your loads constantly change. I mean, you do get short loads where you probably only make about $175, $200. Depends on how much the guy gets paid on the load is what you're going to get paid. I actually like that. Someone just graduating out of school and he hires new graduates. And you can just make $300 a day, or in a trip, and then bringing it back down into New Jersey. The thing is you may go all the way up from New Jersey into New York. If he don't have a load bringing you out of New York, then he gonna bring you back to New Jersey. You're not getting paid for that, hauling all the way back empty from New Jersey. I mean, from New York into New Jersey. So that's what I mean, how it can work against you. Now, it doesn't happen like that all the time, but it does happen. When I did my ride along with this guy, we went from New Jersey into Connecticut. No, I'm sorry. We went from New Jersey into New York. We dropped off we loaded into. We drove empty from New Jersey, from where they keep their trucks, into Brooklyn.
Well, that's a good question.
Then we went from
I do think, though, it is
loaded in Brooklyn, and then took that into Connecticut. Mind you, they run paper log. You're running illegal. All right.
To get to the bottom.
You don't get much rest with him, because when he gets a load and he needs you to run that load, he gonna ask you to run it. So you're running illegal with those logs. Now that can work. You gotta be tough enough to say, listen, I gotta sleep. I need a 10-hour break, or I need to go to sleep for a little while. And that's your decision. Whatever it is you want to do is how you want to do it. But you're running paper log, and you're gonna run your log not according to federal law. But you make a lot of money. You make pretty good money. The guy that I was in class with, that was in my school, he's still there. He's been there for going on a year, probably July. He's been there. I think that's the only company he's been with. But I think in July, I think he started in July. He finished school earlier than that, but he started there like last July. And he gets about probably like $1,200, $1,300 a week, but it's 1099. So hopefully he's either putting his money away to pay taxes. I mean, that's his decision. But it's 1099. He get about $1,300 a week, $1,300 a week. Sometimes he may hit 14. So it's good money, and he pays you by percentage. But mind you, you may come from. Now, when I did that ride along with that guy, he wound up delivering that load late. So when we got finished, he called in to see if there was another load coming out of Connecticut. There wasn't another load coming out. He said the owner said he missed the load. I don't think he missed the load. He just didn't want to give him another one because he delivered it late. I didn't drive. I didn't do any driving because I couldn't with the chair. I just sat in the driver's seat, did a ride along. But we drove from Connecticut all the way back into New Jersey, which is a couple hours, and you didn't get paid for that. So he only got paid from going there. I don't know how much he got paid for that, but I know
Our effort was to protect it and not to spread it around, and certainly not to.
I don't know if he's telling the guy. I think there was some argument about he's going to get charged a late fee, so he's going to charge the driver the late fee. I'm not sure. I know there was some type of argument. I didn't even want to deal with it. I seen enough that I need to see, and it was really particularly with this company. There's more to the story, but I just want to tell you guys how the pay is. All right, that's more of what you need to worry about. How will you be compensated by working with these smaller companies versus these
Without respect to the veracity of the contents of the dossier,
these larger companies? These larger companies, yeah, they got these nice, fancy,
are important because
nice trucks,
much of it could not
but they paying you bullshit.
importantly,
These smaller companies are paying you the money.
steel drew on.
All of them that I've seen, they're paying you at least $1,000 a week. No less. I haven't seen a smaller company, like owner operators or family companies, you call them, that pay anything less than that. All of them is more like 50-something cents a mile and shit like that. But my advice is to go on Indeed.com and you'll see them. You'll see a lot of these companies. You put in your zip code or whatever state you're in, and I know at least in Pennsylvania there's tons of them, and they'll snatch you up. These smaller companies, and they pay well. A lot of them, they'll say, we guarantee you at least $850. No matter. Stop.
I don't think there's any doubt.
At least $850, no matter what happens. So if something happens, whatever the case is, you deliver the road late, something happens, you break down, whatever, you're guaranteed at least $850. So, I mean, that's a pretty good feeling to know that you're not going to make anything less than. You understand? There's over-the-road drivers out there working for larger companies that don't even hit 800. They're making $600-700 a week. These people are guaranteeing you a minimum pay, but the majority of them are hitting, $1,200, $1,100, $1,000 a week. So my advice is for some of you guys to look into these smaller companies first. See if they will take you. If they take you, I will go for it. I will go for it. If I played it smart, I should have did it like that. But some of the companies in my area, a lot of the smaller companies, they're manual transmission. So I did look into it. Don't get me wrong, but it's just me personally. I don't like driving the stick. So that was my downfall with that. But if you don't have no problem with that, and your best bet is to get with these smaller companies. I know plenty of them, and they pay well. They pay really well. I think that Andwell, the guy who asked me to do this video, he actually works for one, and I looked up that company. Stop. Come on. Go back. And he says he's making out really well also. So it's all about your preference. Now, mind you, some of the companies, they may offer you health insurance. Some of you guys got families and you need health insurance. Some owner-operator companies or the small family companies, they offer health insurance. So make sure you look at that also, because that is important to have. I know any company that I go to, I have to have health insurance. So yeah, just keep those things in mind when you're trying to pick out these companies. Now, on the other half, I'll tell you this: the guy that I'm talking about that I went to class with, where he went to that company, he did miss out on some things. There's a lot of things that I can talk to him about that he wouldn't know anything about, as far as over the road, sliding your tandems and just bridge laws and stuff like that. When I went there and I was asking him, did he know anything about the bridge law? And me and him was in school together. He was in my class, but he wasn't taught any of that stuff. So I said, this guy hasn't taught you any of this stuff? And he was like, no, what is that? So there is an advantage of going to a larger company and getting that 4 to 6 week training, or letting them show you, how to slide your tandems, how to do this, how to do that, winter driving. If you finish and you start out there, because he might just throw you out there. If he give you a road test and you pass that road test or something like that, he may just throw you out there. Like these guys, they didn't get a road test. I mean, he just said, listen, let me see what you can do. Y'all can drive around the neighborhood, and get your shifting good and stuff like that. You can work on your back in here in the lot and this and that. So it wasn't really much for them to worry about. But they missed a lot. So if they ever went out there over the road, real over the road, they might have some problems, because they ain't slide no tandems over there. They just running up and down from New Jersey into New York. They ain't doing none of that shit. So that's why I said, at least if you want to at least do like a 3 months out there, and then get with a smaller company or something like that, or a local company, it is definitely suggested, and is definitely a good move. So keep those things in mind. All right.